Hello everyone and welcome to the program Talksports here on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program. The festivities, it's here, or would I say are here, because a whole lot is happening. A lot of persons are traveling, some coming into the capital, some traveling out of the capital to there are various states and localities to go celebrate with family and loved ones. From all of us here in Talksports, we're saying happy holidays to everybody and don't drink and drive. That's a message. That's the only message we have for you. Do not drink and drive. Keep our roads very, very safe as you celebrate this period. Yes, so that's the first goodwill message. So another interesting thing is we saw the Super Eagles yesterday opening their day or opening their own competition against Tanzania, and they won 2-1. Yes, Eric Chu was happy with the performance and also wasn't so happy with the performance because he said there were a lot of errors that the Super Eagles need to correct on so as this incidents, the errors that happened would not, repeat itself. He mentioned of that. Ademola Lookman was very clinical with that second goal. Sami Ajayi becoming, winning the man of the match of that yesterday's opening turnout. And then again, someone is on the race for the golden boot of AFCON, talking about former Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson. Opened it up for Senegal yesterday and he scored a brace yesterday to put his side ahead, and Botswana struggled from behind. We'll bring you those highlights. In the world of basketball, we saw a lot of actions. Houston Rockets taking on LA. Arsenal, in the world of football, Arsenal had to play a 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace and then settled for penalty shootouts, and Arsenal were victorious, and now Arsenal will be facing Chelsea in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which is going to be another beautiful and a very interesting game to watch. It's going to be very, very interesting to watch. So we'll be having all of those conversations, and something again that excites me the most is the fact that Endrick of Real Madrid has been shipped on loan to Lyon, and then he'll play out the remaining season, 2025-2026 season with Lyon, and then they'll be paying a sum of 1 million euros. There's a loan and a payment attached to it. So it's just interesting that at least the kid will be getting playing time, because him being in Real Madrid, he just sits on the bench. If he gets lucky, he comes up in like the 85th minute or in the 93rd minute if there's an additional extra time of like 10 minutes. So he rarely gets playing time, and he has great talent. So I'm just happy for him that he has gotten this loan spell, because that's what I've been advocating for, and then we'll see how all of this will pan out for him in Lyon. So congratulations to him on that loan move, so as his career wouldn't just start getting diminished, and he wouldn't be sitting on the bench and not getting experience in game for game situations. So we'll see how all of this pans out for him and Real Madrid in the long run. But we'll be focused more on AFCON today, and also talk Crystal Palace and Arsenal, and also bring you a couple of highlights from the world of basketball. We'll do a lot of that today immediately after this break. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Talksport, and we're about to extract the big conversations that we have, starting from the home front. And this is so interesting. If you remember yesterday, we had a conversation in this line for the male category. Now we are having the same conversation for the female category. Super Falcons, the Tigress, houses $100,000 each, ready for collection. This is coming from the decks of the chairman of the National Sports Commission, Alhaji Shehu Diko. Shehu Diko has confirmed that the rewards of House's national honors and cash award of Naira equivalent to 100,000 US dollars rewarded by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the Super Falcons and the Tigers have been processed and are ready for collection. Diko confirmed this in Morocco while presenting the Super Eagles certificate for national honors and title documents of housing allocation in either Abuja or Lagos and land grants in Abuja for winning silver at the 2023 African Cup of All Nations. The fulfillment of the Super Eagles reward comes almost 2 years after the tournament, which was held between January and February 2024. But the fate of the Super Falcons and the Tigers could be different. The Super Falcons players, officials were rewarded with houses and $100,000 each for winning the 10th Women's African Cup of All Nations title in Morocco earlier this year. Similar to the Tigers, and their backroom staff were honored for winning a 5th consecutive Women's Afro Basketball title also in August. So the year 2025 has been a superb year overall for the Nigerian sporting ecosystem, because locally here in Nigeria has been able to host about 15 international competitions and also have represented in as much more number. Just the most recent was what happened in Angola, where the youth games happened. Nigerian athletes clinching medals, gold medals, and also tickets to the Olympics 2028 from 2025, 3 years apart. It shows how resilient these athletes are. It shows how the Nigerian ecosystem, being led by the National Sports Commission and the chairman, and as well as the DG, also Madam Shehu Diko and Bukola Olokpade, the DG of National Sports Commission. These individuals have been pushing the the Nigerian sporting ecosystem into the limelight. And again, we are seeing amazing results. This is a very, very interesting outing that Nigerians have been gunning for. Nigerians have been wanting for over the years, but now we are seeing that in this current time, and it's very, very interesting to see. So far, Nigerian ecosystem has been on a very, very rapid trend, and it's interesting to see that athletes are performing well. Welfareism of all of these athletes are being taken care of with this current administration, and being led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also being chaired by Alhaji Shehu Diko and Bukola Olokpade. These are the individuals behind all of these amazing results we've been seeing. The athletes also are not left out because of the fact that they are also putting in work to represent Nigeria and fly the green, white, green flag up in the sky in whatever situation or in whatever continent they find themselves. So this is just interesting to see. This year 2025 has been a very good year for the Nigerian sporting ecosystem, and we're expecting to see a lot more in the coming years. So congratulations to the Super Falcons, congratulations to the Tigers, congratulations to all of the grassroots athletes that participated in one competition or the other. So we're expecting to see more medals being won come 2026, and also more welfareism being included, and athletes getting better treatment, coaches getting better treatment, and also we are hoping to see come 2026 more infrastructural development, so Nigeria can be able to host more of this international competition. So let's move on and move away from the home front and move to Morocco quickly, as Ademola Lookman's stunner rescues Eagles in African opener. Nigeria became their 2025 African Cup of All Nations campaign with a hard-fought 2-1 victory over a resilient Tanzanian side. Ademola Lookman's superb second-half strike proved decisive in Morocco. The win extended the Super Eagles' dominance in the feature of 9 matches unbeaten against the Sapphire Stars, and offered a timely response after last month's failure to qualify for a second consecutive FIFA World Cup finals. Eric Chile's side started with clear intent and almost took the lead inside the opening minutes when Ako Adams forced Tanzanian goalkeeper Zuberi Foba into a sharp save from a tight angle. Moments later, the Sevillian forward came even closer, powering a header against the crossbar from from close range following sustained pressure. Tanzania bravely threatened to disrupt Super Eagles. That was the Nigerians reading when Simon Movas produced an acrobatic effort that was comfortably guarded by Stanley Nwabali. But the Super Eagles continued to ascertain themselves. Victor Osimhen thought he had opened the scoring after rounding Foba, only for Bakis to make a crucial goal line clearance to still leave the game at leveler. But at the end of the day, Sami Ajayi found the opener for the Super Eagles before the end of the first period, and that was how the trajectory of the match went. And then the Super Eagles, conceded, and then Ademola Lookman also in the opening half found the back of the net with a very, very superb shot from outside the box with his weaker foot, and then the goalkeeper had nothing to do. So it's just interesting to see. Let's move on quickly to the next story. Still talking AFCON, Man of the Match award trills Sami Ajayi. Nigerians 2-1 victory over Tanzania in their 2025 African Cup of All Nations Group C opener was unpinned by a commanding display from Sami Ajayi, whose all-round performance earned him the official Man of the Match award from CAF and set the platform for the Super Eagles' winning start. Ajayi opened the scoring in the 36th minute, raising highest to glance Alex Iwobi's corner into the far corner after sustained Nigerian pressure. It was the centre-back's only attempt of the match, but it proved decisive with his single shot also his only effort on target. Speaking after the match, Ajayi's side said, "It's an amazing feeling. It is always special to score for your country, especially in a game like this where it helped us get off to a really good start." He says, "I was very pleased." He added that the team they were already focused on correcting key areas, stating, "We are aware of the areas where we need to do better, particularly in seeing out games and killing teams off. We're working very hard to train on the pitch to put the right individuals on play and also make the right calls." So congratulations to Sami Ajayi, for winning the Man of the Match and also finding the back of the net for the Super Eagles. I think his combination with Kelvin Bassey yesterday was good, but we need to see more. And that goal that was given out was just, so clinical by the Tanzanians. You're going to give that to them, but the defensive side also, the Nigerian defense needs to do better, because you can't have a man running down the flag, and then allow him get all the run all through freely like that. If he runs all through freely, he has opportunities to decide which of the bars he's going to put the ball at, and then that happened yesterday, and Stanley Nwabali had nothing to do about that. So we need to do better defensively. Eric Chiu also pointed out that defensively we need to do better. And someone again was very, very, crucial and very instrumental for the game yesterday. Akko James was very, very instrumental and very integral for the team. As yesterday, Alex Iwobi gave some beautiful passes. But I think yesterday was not just the day for Victor Osimhen to get a goal. He actually scored, but it was ruled offside in the first minute. In the first 2 minutes of the second period, it was ruled off for offside, and then all of that contributed negatively. So we'll see how all of these will be able to, pan out, and what will be done differently in the nearest future. And their games that will be coming up, I think, on the 27th. The second game of the Super Eagles will be coming up on the 27th of December, and then we would see how the match is actually going to look like. So let's move on quickly and see what happens. Still talking AFCON, Jackson takes early lead in AFCON Golden Boot race. Senegal striker Nicolas Jackson scored a brace on Tuesday to inspire the Tangarant Lions to a comfortable 3-0 win over Botswana in the Group D of the 2025 African Cup of All Nations in Morocco, taking an early lead in the tournament's Golden Boot race. The goals marked Jackson's first competitive international brace as the 2021 champions began their AFCON campaign in an emphatic fashion in against Botswana, rather, I beg your pardon, Senegal started on the front foot and were close to taking an early lead on several occasions, but Botswana goalkeeper Poco produced a series of fine saves to deny Jackson, Sadio Mane, Ilman, Nadia, and Ismail Assar. But the breakthrough eventually came 5 minutes before the halftime when Ismail Jacobs picked out an unmarked Jackson inside the box, and the forward calmly slotted home from close range to put Senegal ahead in the 40th minute. Despite Botswana's resistance, Jackson doubled his mark, launching onto a pass from Sarah inside the area and guiding the ball past Poco with what proved rather to be the first clear chance of the second period of the game. Jackson has been on a very, very amazing run for his countryside, and then we'll see how the trajectory will continue. He is the only player currently in AFCON with 2 goals. So we'll see if other teams too, other players too, will be coming up from behind to score, and then the competition and the race officially for Golden Boot 8 on in African Cup of All Nations. Congratulations to Nicholas Jackson. So moving on and moving away from African Cup of All Nations, let's talk EPL Carabao Cup quickly, as Arsenal edged Crystal Palace 8-7 on penalties. Arsenal advanced to the Carabao Cup semi-finals after a dramatic quarter-final clash with Crystal Palace in London Derby at the Emirates Stadium. The match finished 1-1 in normal time before heading to penalty shootouts, where Arsenal prevailed 8-7 to secure their place in the last 4 of the competition. Looking at it now, the game scoring and on-goal, Max headlined the game scoring and on-goal in the 79th minute. He went on to lose the 16th penalty, which the Azerbaijan keeper saved to give Arsenal the push to the semi-final. Arsenal has made it through. It seems this year is the year for Arsenal because they are doing everything they can to be able to, win a trophy. No, so Carabao Cup now, we don't know if Carabao Cup will be, calculated as one of the major trophies that will be won this season, but Arsenal has actually been on a very, very good run this season. So Arsenal-Chelsea semi-finals, that will be coming up a little bit later before the year 2025 runs out, but we will see how that will look like. Arsenal and Chelsea, the rivalry is always something, to talk about, but we will see. We'll still have an in-depth conversation about this matchup that will be coming up soon. Date has not been fixed yet, but when it does fix, we'll bring you that information, and then we'll see how all of this will pan out in the long run. So quickly now, before we get you all of your highlights, Real Madrid teams Endrick joins Lyon on a loan. Olympic Lyonnais have confirmed that the arrival of Brazilian international forward Endrick after reaching an agreement with Real Madrid for a paid loan move until the end of the season. The club described the 19-year-old as a player already shaped by elite competition, stating that at just 19 years of age, Endrick joins Lyon with already solid experience at the very highest level and maturity forged in demanding competitive environments. According to Lyon, his attacking profile, his impact is decisive areas, and his energy are major assets too as the team heads into the second half of the season with major objectives still to be achieved. So looking at it now, I think this is the best thing. This is the best thing that can happen to Endrick right now for him joining Lyon on loan, because basically, as it stands now, there is nobody he can bench on the Real Madrid squad. But he can get a lot of playing times. Even if he doesn't start, he can come off the bench and he's going to get enough playing time to play in Lyon and in the French league. So we will see how all of this pans out. We'll keep a very close eye on Endrick and then see how well he will be performing. So now quickly, let me bring you the highlights of the game between Senegal and Botswana, as Senegal won 3-0 in their opening tie against Botswana. Here's the highlights, and then we'll follow that suit with the highlight of Arsenal as the edge all the settled for a 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace and also advanced into the penalties. Afterwards, we now move into the world of basketball, where we'll bring you lots of highlights from the NBA. So here are the highlights between Senegal and Botswana.